What's going on, people? It's your boy Ray Austin, commissioner of the FCFL, the Fan Control Football League, with my man here, Jason Chilton, head of football experience, my road dog, my sidekick. This is what we do. Try to figure out what we're trying to create for the fans to start a conversation on. So now, today we're talking about penalties. And me being a defensive player, I can't stand penalties. I think they should be taken out of the game forever, but I can't say that. But how do you feel? What do you think we're going to do when it comes to penalizing the players?
Well, we've had the interesting idea that if players are penalty prone, if players start to commit a number of penalties, actually make them have to sit out for some part of maybe that game, maybe the next game.
Right.
You'll see that. Different sports will do that. The NBA with flagrant foul. Yeah. The hockey penalty box, you actually have to sit out and play down a guy, which you may not want to do.
Right.
But we've talked about the idea if players hit a certain number of penalties, they've got to sit the next series of that game. Or we've talked about the kind of points on your license thing, like that old Fifth Element movie, where if you've accumulated this many penalties, you've got to sit for a series or a couple series, or maybe even the next half of a game, depending on how many you've racked up.
I like that because to me that is an element of football that it's a statistic that people don't think about. If you think about a defensive back that has a lot of holding penalties or has a lot of PIs, well, that means he's making a lot of technical mistakes, whether it's with his hands, eyes, or his feet. So he's putting himself in bad positions to continually get flagged on plays. So that's almost kind of like a insight, a experience, knowledgeable, how smart is the player, does he make good decisions type of thing. So yeah, being penalized for making mistakes, that should be instant, and I think the fans should be able to see that.
Yeah, I think that's some great content for the fans to be able to see. How many penalties is this guy committing?
Right.
What's the
impact?
Is he a smart player?
Yeah,
what's
is
the
he
impact?
a smart player? Is
and
he a
then
sound player?
you've got with the very small roster, the fans could have a real strategy decision to make. If a guy's going to be sitting out, first couple series, maybe even the first half of the next game, is that somebody you want to keep on your roster?
Exactly.
Knowing that, okay, now he's probably looking at even a bigger sit time if he commits more.
Exactly.
If this guy's penalty prone and is not going to stop, is this a guy we still want on the team?
See,
Do you ride with him, say he's good enough, he'll figure it out, we'll get by those couple series without him, and then let him back?
See, I guarantee you, if fans could see that type of statistic in a player, how many times that a defensive end jumped off sides, I guarantee you they would make a smart decision on the person they bring in to substitute that guy. Because, we was with the Screaming Eagles, and we had, I can't tell you how many drives we had killed because of guys just jumping off sides. That to me is meaning you're not a disciplined player. And that's a stat that people don't think about. So I definitely think there should be some type of penalize, but how we penalize, the fans should have some type of say-so with that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that could be a great thing for the fans to vote on and help shape the league is, how should we treat penalties? Because, nobody wants to see them. You want to encourage the players to play as clean football as possible,
Exactly.
but they will happen. So
Exactly.
What's the best way to have the best game and, incent the players the most to, keep the game moving?
Keep the game moving. And that's what we want to do. We want to keep the game moving. We want a clean game, because regardless of all the things that we're doing with the Fan Control Football League, the quality of play is probably the hugest thing. We want quality play of players, quality play of the game, so our fans enjoy coming in and out. They enjoy playing with the players that they draft, that they went out and got. So we want to make sure that we have sound players doing sound things. That's what I'm talking about. Come back to us. Hey, again, go to all of our social, fcfl.io, our Telegram, our Facebook, our Instagram. Tell us what you think about our ideas. If you don't like them, cool. Tell us we suck. I don't care. It makes us think about this, because we're really trying to figure out this football thing and what is the next innovation of sports? What is the next innovation of football? What is the next innovation of player? We want you guys to help us with that. Love you guys. Power to the fans. You missed it, man.
Yeah.
We were almost there. You gotta watch me
when
close.
We did
one time.
Do the 1, 2, 3.
I see you guys, man. Thank you guys, and hope to see you next week.
You can't fake it with the hands, then I go, all right, let's try one more time.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and
Power to the fans. Oh, look at that.